guys, and welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So today's reading is for the zodiac sign of Scorpio, and this is your year ahead 2015 general tarot reading. So Scorpio, just to let you know how I do these year ahead readings, I shuffle the deck as I usually would, just to get the vibrations off the last reading out, and I will then intuitively pick, well, not intuitively on this occasion, to be honest. I pick 12 cards, one after the other from the top. I will then, that's to represent the 12 months in the year. I'll then arrange them into January, February, March, and then it will be April to June, then July through to September, and then October through to December. So I do the readings in 3-month bite-sized chunks, and I don't sort of say, well, this is going to happen in January and this is going to happen in February and this is going to happen in March, and so on and so on. I will usually do it in terms of an overview of that 3-month period. Okay, really just gives you an overall look at what could potentially be happening for you guys from January to March, April to June, July to September, and then October to December. So let's make a start. And also, just to let you know, I then pick a 13th card, and this card will represent the overall theme that I believe is running through that particular year. So the overall, potentially the overall lesson that you need to learn from that year, the overall approach that you need to take to that particular year. Okay, so let's make a start. So I think for you guys, the overall theme is going to be kind of practicality, taking advantage of new opportunities that come in, progress being made, but needing to make progress on a practical and level, and also needing to take, make some effort in realising your dreams. Okay. And also, just to sort of make you guys aware, and I'm going to be saying this to each of the zodiac signs, because I did a reading, I think it was for Libra, that did show some cards that I think maybe 1 or 2 people took issue with. Number one, this is a general reading, okay? So a general reading is whereby it might apply to some Scorpions and it might not, okay? Certain facets in the year might apply to you. So maybe something in, I don't know, in April to June may apply to you and some may not. For some Scorpions it might be October to December that applies to you, some may not. The whole year might apply to you. It just, to me, if you look at one of my videos, that I think it's called How I Became a Tarot Reader, it will explain to you how exactly I approach the tarot and what I believe the tarot can do for people. And for me, when I'm doing readings, it's all about giving you guidance. I know that I'm gabbing on a bit before I do your reading, but this is really important for you guys to know. I had a dream about a couple of weeks ago, and it was a really strong dream, and I decided to do a reading on the dream. So I asked the tarots what the dream meant, and I shuffled the cards, and I picked 3 cards for myself, and it explained it perfectly. This wasn't even a couple of weeks ago. This was actually about a week ago I had the dream. And as I said, I asked the tarots what the dream meant. And I instinctively picked 3 cards. I actually picked the cards from the top, actually. It wasn't instinctively. I just picked 3 cards from the top. And lo and behold, today, that dream manifested. True story. I won't say what the dream was because it's private. But the dream manifested. I got an email. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is what the dream meant. Now, it's up to me whether I go for that dream or not, which I have done. What I'm trying to say here is that the tarot are the bare bones of what potentially can happen in your life, okay? That's what the tarot is. It really is kind of the skeleton of a situation. And these things can have happened for you. They might have happened in the past. They might be happening now. They may happen in the future. But at the end of the day, you are the creator of your life. So it's up to you to fill those gaps in. If I say to you on a reading, potentially somebody could be coming into your life, Somebody might, romantic wise, somebody might come into your life romantic wise, but you might not be that interested in that person. They might not be the type of person that you go for, that type of thing. The point is that these are general readings, okay? And if it happens for you and it's a great reading, then great. But at the end of the day, you are the author of your life. And these tarot readings, for me, when I do them, they are more than anything guidance, so that if issues do come up surrounding what I've said in these tarot readings, you'll know how to tackle them, or you'll have an idea, oh yeah, Carol said this, maybe I'll do this. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. So if there's a reading that comes up and it's not what you wanted to hear, and some of the reading should service in your life, then hopefully you're going to know how to deal with it, or how to, because nothing in the tarot is bad as far as I'm concerned at all. It's really about, for me, with the tarot, it's giving some form of universal advice, and from there. But if a reading comes up that I do that you're not particularly happy with, try not to get all kind of stressy about it, because you are the one that makes the decisions on how your life in the end is going to go. Okay? So now I've said my piece, and I'm going to be saying this for all of the readings that I do, because I think it's really important. And let's go ahead. So for January through to March 2015, we have, let me just grab the cards. We've got the Eight of Wands, we've got the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So I think for some of you Scorpions, you're going to be receiving some really fast action. You're really going to be receiving some really fast action. I think that with the Eight of Wands, it can be, I mean, this card, the Eight of Wands, can be known as the arrows of love. So potentially with the Knight of Cups coupled with that, it could be that love is offered to you very, very quickly in January. And with the Ace of Pentacles, this usually infers new beginnings in terms of finances. So potentially things like job offers, or and more than likely sort of a new business venture, or something that you build for yourself starting up, and it's potentially going to be very, very successful. On the other hand, I believe that because we have a Pentacles card, the Ace of Pentacles, which infers financial matters, new business endeavours, new projects on the horizon coming in for you that potentially could be quite successful. And because we've got the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands, we know that the wand suit, as well as being about, I suppose, energy and action, can also infer things like your career, job offers and that type of thing. And because we've got the Knight of Cups in the middle, so something being offered to you, I think for some of you guys, if it's not love, then it's potentially going to be something to do with your career. So I think it's potentially going to be new projects that are going to yield something quite successful for you monetary wise coming in, and I think that it will be very fast. With the Eight of Wands, this can infer things like emails and, you know, lots of sort of activity with messages and phone calls and that type of thing. So I think definitely with these three cards between January and March, for some of you Scorpions, after Christmas, there's going to be a lot of activity in terms of your career and work life and money and business. And I would certainly say that this reading is more than likely, because we have the Ace of Pentacles, and because a lot of the time this card can be to do with sort of self-employment and business ventures and new projects and that type of thing. A lot of people will potentially be looking, a lot of Scorpions potentially in the new year will be looking at taking the direction of setting up on their own, or setting something up on their own, or having some sort of monetary gain come in terms of a work situation, which I think for a lot of you guys might be a new business project or something like that. Then for April through to June, we're looking at a slight difference here. So I'll show you the cards that we've got for that time period. We've got the Justice card, we've got the Tower card, and we've got the Nine of Wands. Now, the Justice card is all about balance, okay? It's all about, I suppose, A lot of the time it can be to do with thinking things through rationally. This card can also be to do with legal issues. This card can also refer to the law of, what is it? It's the, I can't quite remember what the law, the universal law is, but it's all to do with what you sow, so shall you reap, okay? So potentially things that you haven't kind of attended to coming back round. And to me, the Justice card is all about balancing stuff out. Because in this picture, we've got a guy holding these scales here, and they're balanced, okay? They're not tipped either way. One of the scales isn't up and one of them isn't down. They're both sort of even, okay? And this card is all to do with kind of, I suppose, having stuff kind of aligned in a way, if you see where I'm coming from. A lot of the time, as I said, it can deal with legal issues, court, owing debts, that type of thing. So maybe for some of you Scorpions, between the months of April through to June, it could be to do with attending to legal issues. But a lot of the time this card can speak about if there are anything like court cases or legal issues that you need to attend to, then they will rule in your favour. But then we also have the Tower card. Now, please don't be afraid of the Tower card. I used to be afraid of the Tower card because the Tower card is like the Death card. It's the ending of something so that something new can begin. But I see the Tower card and the Death card as kind of being the same in terms of its end aim, if you see what I mean. So they've got the same kind of theme with them in terms of something ending, something finishing, in order to give you closure and in order to allow you to kind of reinvent yourself and rebirth and transformation. For me, the Death card a lot of the time infers something that we end consciously, okay, in order for ourselves to move on. But with the Tower card, to me, even though it's the same theme as the Death card in a way, this is all to do with events that are potentially out of our control. So potentially changes coming in that we don't have any control over. So things unexpectedly happening in order to push us along into another direction. And the Nine of Wands is all about, I suppose, defending yourself against something or defending something. It's all about kind of being strong and saying, I can do this. And, I don't know, sort of, yeah, saying that you're ready for anything. Because when you defend yourself, defence is really about getting things in order. It's really about kind of building a structure up, building something up in order to not so much as keep something out. I suppose defence is to do with keeping something out and building something up so that you can kind of protect yourself. But defence is also about, to me, building something up. Getting things in order. When we're looking to defend something, we make our plans in how we're going to do that. In how we're going to protect what we have. And to me, these three cards really said, when I really looked at them, that potentially for some of you guys between the months of April through to June, potentially something may happen that you weren't expecting. Or something may happen, a change might come in that needed to come in because you kind of put it to the back of your mind, or you'd kind of ignored it. So something to me in these cards said, potentially for some of you guys, something that you've tried to ignore or maybe just haven't attended to, or, you know, it could be debt, it could be something that you've been putting off coming back in, and there being a ripping down off those I suppose in a way, unstable structures in order to bring balance into your life again, in order to help you to kind of rebuild and realign with what you truly want. Because we know that potentially for a lot of you Scorpios in the last sort of couple of years or so, while Saturn has been in your sign, it's been a really tough time in all sorts of areas. And I know that one of those areas was potentially money. So I think that for some of you guys, if money has been a problem, or you've put things on the back burner and you haven't attended to them, and you know things have built up, and whilst other areas in your life are really getting a lot better, maybe for some of you guys the money situation may not have been getting so good. The universe would usually come in and say, you know, we need to sort this out. You need to kind of clear that debris. You need to clear the deadwood in order for you to kind of really start to align your life. And sometimes when we really need to align our lives and really get things sorted out for ourselves, the universe does come in and sometimes gives us certain situations that we need to deal with and we need to face up to in order to kind of start clearing those rocks out of the road. Do you see where I'm coming from? I certainly know for me, during the last couple of years, that certain things have happened in my life that at first I've been a little bit uncomfortable with. So certain changes have come in that I've been uncomfortable with. Certain events have just happened like that I wasn't expecting. But when I've got through them and come through them, I've been able to look back and say, that happened because I needed to get to this place. And if you look at my video on why I started tarot reading, it will explain a little bit about some of the stuff. I don't go into detail or anything, but it explained why I got into tarot and how I went through a little bit of a painful process to actually realise what a part of my life calling was, which was reading tarots for people. So don't be afraid of these three cards that represent some of what could happen between April and June, because all I think it is that you're going to be defending something, okay? So it's not a fight. It's more that you're going to be defending what you have and defending what you want to build. But in order to build new structures for yourself, it's really saying that some changes need to come in order to have that happen, in order to bring balance into your life. So I think if there's anything that's outstanding, anything that you've kind of been putting underneath the carpet and ignoring, in order to have the alignment that you need, which comes to me with the Justice card, so you sow, as you sow, so shall you reap. Anything that you've kind of sown back in 2013 and 14, where for a lot of Scorpions life might have been a bit of a mess, or you're looking to, for the new year, build something up and build it with a clear road and a clear path, I would say that the Tower card is a necessary thing to happen for some Scorpions, Scorpio people in 2015. It's necessary to have a crumbling off the old structures, which potentially could have been filled with a little bit of chaos, a little bit of difficulty. Potentially for some of you guys, it could be where you've put some stuff to the back burner and you've ignored it and you've put it underneath the carpet. And this Tower card is really saying it has to resurface, because what you've put out there, you're going to get back. And that's not in a bad way, but anything that you put underneath the carpet needs to be swept up, and it needs to come out into the light, and it needs to really be put into some sort of order. So between April and June, I would say that with the Tower card, it's saying there will be some sort of event that happens in order to help you to realign again, to rebalance. And it has to come, because that's what justice is. Justice is a case of whatever we sow. I think that's the saying. Whatever we sow, we reap. And if there is a backlog of anything that's left over from 2013 and 14, maybe when the growing wasn't so great, and maybe, you know, some of us have pushed things to the back burner, that they will resurface again. But it's a necessary evil. It has to happen in order to help you to grow, in order to help you to get the things that you want. And then for July through to September, we have the Page of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. And to me, this was saying that for some of you guys, if this is a case of this is running on from the April to June stuff, where there could be court cases for some of you guys, if there's anything that's outstanding, or any debts are outstanding, or legal issues might come up, you know, there might feel you might feel a sense of discomfort around that. You might feel a sense of needing to defend what you have, needing to rebuild those structures. But it's a necessary thing that needs to happen in order to clear your path, so that you're in alignment with what you want. And so in order for the universe to bring you what you want, sometimes the universe has to kind of bring in these situations that are at first uncomfortable in order to get you up to a point of comfort. And it could be, I believe, between July and September, whilst we're clearing out all of that energy from 2013 on to 2014. In 2015, there's going to be even more ideas. And I think for some of you guys, it could be a case of, with the Page of Wands, these are the birth of new ideas, the birth of new enterprises, the birth of new things that can lead us on to a new path in terms of career or things like that. It's the Page of Wands is really, you know, starting a new venture, that type of thing. And maybe for some of you guys, it will be a case of thinking of new ways in order to generate maybe capital to sort out situations that are coming up again, or, you know, just new ventures, and new ways of doing things in order to kind of clearing of that debris out. And really the Page of Wands also talks about, you know, think rationally and carefully about your next move. So I think a lot of you guys will be thinking about your next move, okay? Remember, in April to June, I don't believe that this is anything that's really bad at all. I really don't believe that. I think it will be a case of that things will come up unexpectedly for you, that you're going to need to deal with maybe some stuff that you haven't faced up to in 2013-14. And in 2015, the universe is really trying to get you to move in that positive direction. And potentially something comes in that potentially you don't want to face, or you weren't expecting, and it makes you face up to something in order to move you along to where you want to go. And I think that this is definitely sort of a thinking card. Thoughts. Do you see what I mean? You're thinking of ways to really improve your life, and really kind of to sort through that debris even further and sweep it along. We do have here with the Nine of Swords a little bit of worry there, but I don't think it's anything major, because the universe is there for you, and I believe the universe is there for you in form of the Six of Pentacles. If you look at the Six of Pentacles card, Scorpio, we've got a man handing money to one geezer. Can you see that? And so there's a man who's kind of asking for his help, and he again is holding the Justice card, the Justice, the scales here, okay? And they're very balanced. One isn't up and one isn't down. It's all balanced, it's all fair. And we've got him pouring out money. So with his left hand he's holding the scales, and with his right hand he's giving money. And I think that these two people on the bottom there are one and the same person. And I think when I look at this card, to me it's a man praying to the universe for help, and the universe responding by giving him cash, helping him, the one in the gold here. And to me this card has always, when I really looked at it and thought about it, I thought to myself, even though these two men look different, to me they're one and the same person in a way. To me this card signifies asking it is given. So for some of you guys, if any of you guys find yourself in a position where you're thinking about ideas, thinking about your next move, you think about new ventures coming in, you're trying to begin new stuff, taking a fresh approach to stuff, and you're feeling maybe a little bit, not anxious, but a little bit worried, or a little bit like Okay, I've got to think about this. How am I going to sort some of this stuff out? Because I really want my life to move along really well. I believe the universe is saying to you on this, ask and it is given. So I believe that in the months between July and September, a lot of you guys are going to be asking for some assistance. I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think this is a relatively good reading, and I think it's going to be a good year. You're going to be on an even keel financially in the year 2015. I think it's going to be far better than it was in 2014 and 13 for some of you Scorpios. But to me, this whole 3-month period signifies asking and making sure that you kind of trust the universe, and trust the universe to know how to help you. Ask and it is given. Don't be afraid to ask, because it's always given by the universe. It's divine timing. God is never late. And then the final 3 months of the year, we have, and this will be from October through to December, we have the 9 of Cups, so plenty of celebrations and happiness there. You're feeling a lot more confident, self-assured, contented. You've come through everything and you're fine, and you've built something up for yourself. We do have the 10 of Wands, and I think that this card is really saying don't ever give up on the things that you want, and don't give in to fear or worry, because everything's going to be fine. And we've got the Queen of Wands, and this card is really saying be confident. Okay, you can do and you can take on everything. The Queen of Wands is a multitasker. She can do all sorts. You know, she can work, she can look after children, she can, you know, she can just do it. She's a businesswoman, she's everything. She can just multitask. It could be that you're multitasking, which is why we have the 10 of Wands. There's a little bit of kind of a lot of stuff to do, and you're potentially taking on a lot to kind of make your dreams come true. But I believe that because the 9 of Cups is a very powerful card, it's a wish card, this is about your dreams coming true. But your dreams are coming true because you're working for them. As I said, the 10 of Wands can sometimes signify burden, stress, but I don't think it will be so much. I think if there is any stress or burden, it will be a happy burden and a happy stress, because your dreams are coming true with the 9 of Wands. But it's because of your hard work and your multitasking to make things work for you, which is where the load is coming from. This man is holding a load, but I think it's going to be a happy load for you guys, okay? I think it's going to be a happy load. You know, this card is really telling you to keep on moving, no matter how heavy your workload gets, no matter how heavy the multitasking gets. I think there is going to be joy and happiness there, because I believe that you're going to be able to see things moving along. But I believe that for you Scorpios in the month of 2015, it's going to be off your own back. You're the one that's going to be putting in the effort. You're the one that's going to be putting in the effort to move things and to move your life along. But I also believe that it's with universal intervention, you know. That the universe is going to be coming in and stepping in when you ask for help, and it will be there to help you. But it's also, to me, about trusting in the universe, okay? Because the man on the 6 of Pentacles, he's earnestly asking the one in the blue for help. And the man in the gold is receiving help. But I believe these are the two same people. And I believe that the universe will just put all sorts of things in your way to assist you in your journey in 2015. But I believe that you've got to trust it. And I believe that you do trust it. Because I think with the Tower card and the Justice card and the 9 of Wands, you know, defending your interests, building up new structures, having old structures coming down in order to rebuild new ones. The universe is acting there in its own inimitable, lovely style. It's moving you along. Some of you, it might not be a comfortable feeling at first, but you'll see why certain changes have to come in order to move you there. You'll see why certain things happen, because potentially for some of you guys there has been stuff left over from 2014 that you couldn't deal with because times have been difficult for some of you guys. But the universe is saying we want to move you along, and even if at certain parts in 2015 things might be a little bit uncomfortable, nothing major but a little bit uncomfortable, you're going to get through it, because we want you to be the best that you can be. We want you to align with your desires. So I believe that with this card you are aligned with your desires. I really believe that, because the universe is helping you through this Six of Pentacles card in whichever ways it's going to help you. And through that you are going to achieve happiness, real happiness in 2015. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do and a lot of stuff to take care of. But it's going to be a happy thing. It's going to be whereby you're multitasking, you're doing a lot of stuff. But you're going to be happy in doing that because you're going to be able to see movement in your life. So the overall card that I picked, the final card that came up from the top of the deck was the Page of Pentacles. And this is going to be the card that represents your overall year. And this Page of Pentacles is about being practical, being realistic with your aims, okay? It's about progress, taking one step at a time. And I really believe that, you know, this card also talks about windows of opportunity and taking those. You have to look for them, you have to go for them. But also realising that sometimes it takes effort and patience and working towards your goals in order to achieve those things. And I think that in terms of this overall reading, what it's saying is to me is that in 2014, 2013, a lot of you guys for the last couple of years have been through really difficult times. And potentially for some of you guys, there may have been stuff that you didn't face up to, or that's been sort of put underneath the carpet, or stuff that's kind of been left or whatever because of the pressure potentially that you were under. I believe that this is going to be a year of facing up to whatever those things were that have been put to the back burner. For some of you guys, that they will come back round again, because they always do. You can't bury stuff forever. I believe it's going to be a year with this card of facing up to stuff and sort of tackling it head on. I believe that this will be a year of taking a methodical approach to stuff, of building your successes off your own back, of, you know, taking different things on to make your dreams come true. And I believe most of all it's going to be a year of learning how to trust the universe, because I believe that a lot of you Scorpions out there want to trust in the universe, and you want to trust that there is someone other than just your friends or your family looking out for you, and there is. And I believe it's going to be a year of asking for stuff in the universe, really delivering it to you. But I think the universe will deliver stuff to you that needs to be delivered. Okay, that's what I believe will happen in 2015. I think it's going to be definitely a year of enlightenment. I think for a lot of you Scorpios, it's definitely going to be a year of hard work, working towards your dreams and seeing them manifest. But I believe definitely that they're going to manifest when you've been able to kind of, I mean, really go into overdrive, when you're able to clear away all the dead wood and have that clear road in order to start manifesting just more and more beautiful stuff in your life. If you look at the Queen of Wands, there's also a black cat sitting at her feet, and to me a black cat is very, very, very lucky. So I think you guys are going to be very lucky in the year 2015 also. I believe that the universe is going to bestow a lot of lovely things on you. But really the overall gist of this reading to me is about being practical, being realistic with yourself, and going for your dreams, but realising that you can't just jump from A to Z. You've got to go from A to B to C to D to E, and so on and so on. And that if you want to manifest everything you want, if there are still things in your road, if there is still fear, if there is still resistance, then the universe will bring in stuff to help you break down those walls. And once you've broken those things down, you can start rebuilding again on a clearer, brighter path. So Scorpio, that's your reading, your general 2015 year ahead reading. I hope that you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed doing it. It's a beautiful set of cards. You know, I've been through a lot in my life myself. I'm a Scorpion, funnily enough. And if anything that I've been through my life has taught me, especially in the last couple of years, and that is that in order to have anything good come into our lives, we need to release the things that are no longer serving us, the things that make us fearful, the things that make us feel limited. And the way to do that a lot of the time is to face up to them. Yeah? Because when you face up to stuff, you can put stuff underneath the carpet, but it's always going to come out. And I think to be truly aligned with your desires, you need to get rid of resistance. And to me, the whole of this reading is saying that you're being offered good opportunities here. Okay? But a lot of it is down to you and how you do it. A lot of your success in 2015 is going to be down to you. If changes that are unexpected do come up, potentially things that you've not looked at or been too afraid to look at in 2013 and 14 because it was so tough those 2 years for a lot of Scorpions, then these cards are saying that in 2015 I believe that you're going to need to look at them now. For some of you it might cause you a little bit of worry, it might cause you a little bit of, oh, I've got to deal with this, but once you deal with it and you start clearing that road, you will find that things are just going to get just amazing for you. Because to me, this reading is also saying the universe is there for you. In two of these cards, this is saying the universe has got your back. And that's in the Tower card and the Six of Pentacles. The breaking down of structures in order to rebuild them. So guys, I will see you on my next reading. And that will be your Law of Attraction reading. I've already started those Law of Attraction year ahead 2015 readings, and those readings will be based on what I believe the universe is saying to you in 2015 and how you can actually achieve your dreams and what potentially could be coming in for you. And it's funny because I haven't put those readings out yet, but certain facets of those readings really correlate to these general tarot readings. So it's the universe is very, very strong, I believe, with each of the zodiac signs in 2015. It's really trying to convey a message out there to you guys. Yeah, we spoke about the Knight of Cups, sorry, in this reading in the first 3 months, and I think within the Law of Attraction reading, I believe it might be between January and March that I think it might have been the King of Pentacles or someone came up, and the general gist of that was kind of the same as the January to March reading for this one. So look out for that reading. And anyone who's been asking about having a personal reading done, I'm going to be setting up my website. It's underway now. As soon as that's done, I will let you guys know and you can book in for a reading. There'll be video response readings and email readings to start with. So guys, I'd just like to say thank you very, very much for your time, and I will see you on your Law of Attraction general year ahead reading for 2015 very, very soon. Take care.